Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to an episode of CSGO News and our first big story for all of you. Now, we did have CSGO certificates come out just yesterday. We had plenty of other YouTubers talk about that, where you can see the wear, the catalog number, the pattern, as well as the only important thing, you can now see floats for every weapon skin for your friends' weapons, as well as your own weapons. Very important update for all of you. But an update actually noticed that was not in the patch notes for all of you. We noticed this just last night. Thank you to my viewer Terry, who pointed this out. Now when you open skins through cases, you can actually trade those skins right away. So a trade ban update for all of you. When you buy skins off the market, there's still an 8-day trade ban, but now when you open skins from a case, you can trade those just right away. You can trade those right away and instantaneously. So there's no longer a trade ban, guys, on case open skins. And in big news for all of you guys who read the title and saw pro CSGO cheaters do return, it will be Emilio this time to become the first official pro CSGO VAC ban player to return to the competitive scene. Now, we did have Brax return earlier this year, but he was a match fixer. Many of you guys remember that. He returned to Fragadelphia and then was accused of other things. This will be the first official VAC ban pro CSGO player to return to competitive play, and that will be Emilio. Remember, he was banned back in 2014 alongside SF, Kukli, a lot of other French players as well, and he will be returning to the Copenhagen Games coming up sometime soon in the next 2 weeks. Apparently, according to him on stream, he will be a part of Team Dream Chasers, and they're an invite team to the Copenhagen Games. Also, more importantly, is he pulled in some great teammates. Pith, former NIP Pith, he'll be back on the team as well, alongside Snyder, Pronax, and Twist. So some really good players, some God-sent players going to join this 5-man roster and compete at the Copenhagen Games, and it will be a prize pool tournament. So it's going to be cool to see how Emilio does. And again, I don't want my title to be controversial. I'm excited to have these guys back and see how they do competitively. I know it's kind of a controversial topic to talk about, whether you guys want cheaters back or not, but Emilio will become the first official VAC ban player to return to CSGO competitive play.
Alright, so the big news for me, at least, is that I'm going to Copenhagen Games. We got invited as Dream Chasers, and I'm going with the God-sent players Pronax, Schneider, Twist, and the NIP bench player Pit. It feels great to be able to play with some guys that's good.
And then in some other news, we announced Anomaly's diss track of Mojo as a joke just yesterday, but yes, Mojo did release his first ever song. I do like Mojo. I consider him a friend of mine, so I will link that down below for all of you. His new music video and his first ever music video, kind of to match KSI and other YouTubers who have done this kind of thing, actually met with a lot of controversy, a lot of backlash as well. I'll show you guys the stats on screen for that, but I will link that down below. And I want to tell you guys, as a friend of Mojo, it's only can see improvements from here on out. It's cool to see a CSGO YouTuber try and do weird things like that. But anyway, besides that, we have Neymar going back to more CSGO reactions or celebrations, that is. I know I announced one of these last week and it actually wasn't a flashbang dance. Accordingly, it was some other soccer players' dance that he did, but this will be a CSGO celebration actually, because I saw this edited Twitter or this tweet down below. I'll link it for all of you guys, and I want to show you all that on screen right now. Sorry for the bad quality, but yes, Neymar back to CSGO celebrations, and this tweet will be linked down below. It was just a really funny tweet.
Again, the first base is a trend. He's going to hit the ground there. It's cold. Oh!
And really cool, the first ever eSports Emmy nomination does go to ELeague and Turner for their actual ELeague Season 1 and Season 2 productions. Unfortunately enough, though, that won't be the specific award. Their award is actually for studio design and artwork. I think it's art direction, so kind of a lesser nomination, unfortunately enough. When you go through the actual Emmy nominations, there are a lot of other sports out there, football, basketball, baseball doing much better. Even though the ELeague Productions had some really high viewer numbers, they were actually nominated for studio design and art direction, which kind of sucks there, but it's still the first ever CSGO and first ever eSports Emmy nomination in the history of the scene, so really cool to see that. It's just really unfortunate how we don't have respect to have a higher Emmy nomination yet, but yes, the first ever Emmy does go to ELeague and TBS and Turner Television, so that's really cool to see. If you guys really cared, you probably didn't. And lastly, in today's episode, a short episode of CSGO News, we do have a new Cloud9 investor. Now, I'm really kind of getting sick of all these weird investors coming out there. Now, the NBA scene currently dominates investors when it comes to North American teams who are really selling themselves very well when it comes to branding. Cloud9 announced their newest investor, which will be Joe Montana. For any of you guys who do not know about the NFL, he's a famous NFL quarterback, and he actually goes off in his interview with ESPN and says he knows nothing about the esports scene. And a lot of these guys really generally do not know anything about the esports scene, which kind of gets under my skin. But yes, another investor comes to a North American organization, and they are clearly here for the money. They really don't have any other intelligence when it comes to esports, which kind of, again, obviously it kind of makes me angry, but still, Cloud9's choice here as they pull in another investor. More importantly, though, for Liquid's roster. Now, many of you guys do know, earlier this week, we had Pimp, their 5th member, actually play his last matches with the team. He is now off that roster. They're currently searching for a 5th member, and they'll be pulling in former CLG, IGL, and captain, and that will be HaZed for the time being. He's actually going to be a stand-in 5th member for Team Liquid this weekend for the iBuyPower Invitational. Invitational, as said by JDM on his live stream a couple nights ago, and as well as posted on Sivo's website. So hope you guys all know going forward, Liquid does not have a permanent 5th member in HaZed, but he will be standing in for the team this weekend to see how good he does. And so North American rosters a lot of them are really not confirmed as of right now. 2 of our top, arguably 3 North American teams have no confirmed 5th man roster. We have Jason R and Optic, and now we have HaZed coming to Liquid. So we'll see what happens in the future with that. As always, guys, hope you all enjoy this episode of CSGO News. It's been a great episode, also a short episode. I have to go to class, so I'm going to try and rush to get this up for all of you. Thank you all for the great support, the likes, and the comments on last video. You guys absolutely smashed it. Hope you guys all enjoyed. As always, live, love, laugh, lot. Remember, I like you. I'll see you guys all tomorrow with more videos, and more videos all next week because my exams are now almost over. Today's my last exam. So I'll see you guys then. Bye. I'm pumped.